Hello everybody, it's the second day of Raffvent. Raffventmas? Whatever. I'm not really getting the branding on this one, to be honest. We're still using the Kinder Chocolate Mini Advent Calendar, which is deeply disappointing, obviously, but I've got a workaround. I've decided to persevere because it is Christmas after all. But before we start, I wanted to talk about yesterday, where my uncertainty about when Advent is resulted in a certain amount of controversy, and I received literally 2 comments about it. The first from Sean Milligan, age 14, from Newcastle, who said, "How are you, man, woman, man, pet? Given the now that Advent is 12 days before Christmas, I assume he means." And that was followed up by a comment from Claire Evans of Pontypridd, saying, "It's the last Sunday was the first Sunday of Advent." And she went on to quote her mother, who said, "The first day of Advent is the Sunday nearest to St. Andrew's Day, or St. Andrew's Day, if that's on a Sunday. Unless you're the Greek church, then it's sometime mid-November. But when pushed for detail, my mother said he can look that up for himself," which is less than helpful. But still, I could wiki it, but I can't be bothered. So consequently, I'm going to go with the opinion of Claire Evans' mother, because she makes delicious Welsh cakes. So, the second day Advent calendar. I've been reminded that just because there's no picture on the first door doesn't necessarily mean that there's no picture behind the second door, and that I need to get a bigger sample size before I jump to the conclusion that there are no pictures on this Advent calendar, which sounds like rubbish to me, but apparently the math supports it. So, we're going to open the second door on the Kinder Chocolate Mini Advent calendar, and as is traditional, I'm going to make 3 guesses about what may be behind it. My first guess is a snowman, because under normal circumstances, I will continue to guess snowman until we get a snowman. My second guess is a Christmas pudding. And my third guess, I think, is a canopic jar containing the heart of George Michael. We're now going to take a 10-second or so break, during which time you can try and guess which of those 3 suggestions, or one of your own, will prove to be the actual picture behind door 2. I'll see you in 15 seconds or so. It turned out the picture was a Christmas pudding. A Christmas pudding. Any of you who guessed a Christmas pudding have won. You don't receive anything for it. You just gain the satisfaction of knowing that you were right. Obviously, I have drawn that Christmas pudding myself, because indeed, out of the 2 doors that we have now opened, there is 100% lack of pictures, which I think might be sufficient scientific evidence that this Advent calendar has no pictures on it. But again, it's possible my sample size is too low. So, until tomorrow, when we will be opening door number 3 on either this Advent calendar or a different one, depending on whether I have another one by then, I'm just going to say, try and have a happy Wednesday. Goodbye. Oh, don't forget to stick around for the fun Christmas fact. In Iceland, people who have not received new clothes before Christmas Eve risk being eaten by a giant cat. Yulor Katurnin, the Icelandic Yule cat, is a huge cat bigger than a house that quietly prowls the dark streets and peers into windows on Christmas Eve. The house pet of the giantess Grilla, the Yule cat devours anyone who has not received new clothes to wear. Though referred to as an ancient tradition, written accounts of the Yule cat only stretch back to the 19th century. The threat of being eaten by the Yule cat was used by farmers as an incentive for their workers to finish processing the autumn wool before Christmas. The ones who took part in the work would be rewarded with new clothes, but those who did not would get nothing, and thus would be preyed on by the monstrous cat. The worst thing about this is that it is entirely believable. While I love my cat, I do not doubt for 1 second that she would eat people if she thought she could get away with it.